Hey guys, Tycho here. In this video we go over the progress they've made over the past 6 months, explaining how Hytale's plans evolve and have been delayed to 2023, and take a look at the new updated aspects of the game, including weapon specific combat styles, character customization and AI. Hytale is delayed until 2023, and it could very well take longer. This comes to a lot of people as a surprise. But if we look at the Hytale team, they are still hiring people up to this day. It doesn't come as a surprise that they aren't ready yet. But this doesn't mean that we can't be excited for what's to come for Hytale in 2023. I've heard some creators say they are going to leave the game. My point on this is I'm going to keep making Hytale videos. I don't know if I'm going to do something else in the meantime to grow my channel, but I'm definitely not leaving the game behind, and I'll keep you up to date to all the news and updates of the game. Let's go on with the video. I'm also going to tell you right now that this video is only going to contain developer update and not the new things that are coming to Hytale. If you want to watch the content updates in this blog post, go to my other videos or click in the card in the top right. If you're still here, let's get into the dev updates. I'm just gonna point this out, this blog post is really long. Me myself, I am dyslexic and I hate reading, so I'm gonna use Brian for this, if you don't mind. I'm really sorry for this, but I want to make this video in 2021, not in 2023, so I hope you understand.
Hello guys, I'll be taking over from this part. Phew, this is a long one, let's get into it. At the core of all of this is a commitment to creating the best game we possibly can, to making a contribution to the genre that surprises and delights players while empowering creators for many years to come. Our plan for Hytale is ambitious, and we're very fortunate to be in a position where we have the time, people and resources that we need to get it right. However, getting it right involves a ton of experimentation, iteration, and change. This introduces a lot of uncertainty to the development process, and while we believe this is healthy, it's been good to challenge our assumptions. It has also meant that we've been less open than we used to be. We've needed space and time to make major decisions about the project. Even so, we know that half a year is a long time to wait for an update. The reason that answers have not been more forthcoming this year is because, until recently, we did not have them. We have spent this time considering many possible approaches to launch, factoring in many different perspectives, doing a ton of research, and developing a better understanding of what we need to do in order to meet our goals. What has become increasingly apparent is that we have several more years of work ahead of us before Hytale is ready to launch. We don't want to provide another estimated launch window that turns out to be incorrect. However, we no longer expect to be ready to launch Hytale before 2023 at the earliest, and it could very well take longer. There are two key considerations driving this assessment. The first is that our capabilities as a studio have significantly improved and the scope of what we can do has expanded. Put simply, we're better at making games than we used to be, but taking full advantage of this takes time. The second consideration is the need to develop Hytale in a way that allows us to bring it to multiple platforms as rapidly as possible. It's always been our goal to eventually release Hytale on mobile and consoles as well as PC. But it has become apparent that we were heading for a scenario where our community would ultimately find itself split across versions and devices. We think it is enormously important to avoid this, to create an ecosystem where as many players as possible can play together and share their creations. However, this means making major changes to Hytale's engine and our approach to launch, and this extends development time. Arriving at this decision has been a challenging process. None of us expected this to be such a long project, and we're aware that this approach brings its own risks and costs. We're mindful of the dangers of scope creep, and we're working to ensure that we proceed with a strong sense of what done means. We also know that prolonged development is going to be unwelcome news for the Hytale community. We stated back in December that we didn't believe it was fair to allow anticipation to remain at fever pitch. However, we're aware that reduced communication over the last 6 months has allowed speculation to bubble back up again, and that news of a longer wait is likely to be a shock to many. Even so, we strongly believe that the choice to spend longer in development will serve our community best in the long run. It's worth reiterating that we won't release Hytale as a surprise. When we're on the final approach to launch, we'll let everybody know in plenty of time. There will undoubtedly be new job listings, updates to our website, and changes to our back-end systems in the intervening period. While we understand the temptation to interpret these as a sign that launch is imminent, they're a normal part of our working process and not an indication that our plans have changed. Another consequence of this approach is that weekly screenshots are no longer a viable way for us to update the community. The major technical changes that we're making will mean that, for a time, it will be more complicated to produce screenshots and clips that accurately reflect the experience that players will have when Hytale launches. We're also looking at a longer production process, and we want to make sure that Hytale has some surprises left in store when players get their hands on it. However, as has already been said, our need for privacy over the last 6 months has been driven by the tough decisions that we needed to make. Now that those decisions are made, and our broader plans announced, it's possible for us to open up a little bit more and be more engaged with the community. In that regard, you can expect our approach to communication to change. We'll post few, more substantial official updates, interspersed with increased engagement from the team as we go about the day-to-day work of building Hytale. This has been a challenging set of decisions to make, but the position we're in is extremely fortunate. We're in this position because of the huge response to the Hytale announcement, as well as the energy and enthusiasm that the Hytale community has subsequently invested in our project. We are enormously grateful for that investment, and it'll be at the forefront of our minds when we're finally ready to share Hytale with you all.
This is all for the developer update. If you want to see more of this blog post, click on the card in the top right of your screen, or click on it on the end of the video. Thanks for watching this video. If you like these types of videos, leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more Hytale updates like this. My name is Tycho, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.